Hi everybody, good afternoon. Good afternoon, I hope you're all well. Hey everyone, I hope you are good. What an absolutely miserable day it is today. It's just, my window is just covered in raindrops. It's that heavy, I can't really see very well through the window. So hello, it's a perfect day for crafting today. It's a perfect crafty day. We're over halfway through November. Where did that go already? Less than 6 weeks to Christmas. So hey Carol, hey Anne, hey Betty, hey Ali. Yeah, it has gone a bit chilly. I was supposed to be going out this evening. I have a local charity group who hire my studio from me for a meeting every other month, and it was going to be tonight, but they have it from 6 till 8, which means I have to have tea early and get round there before 6 so I can get the heating on and everything for them. And it was today, and I'm thinking, oh, I've been in all day. It's like my Tuesday's like my Stampin' Up crafty day. Anyway, they've cancelled, and they said, oh, I'm really sorry to, mess you about, but I was so relieved I don't have to go out in the weather. So yeah, I can stay home and crack on with some card designs that I have to do. So there's lots going on, even though I may seem like all I'm doing is focusing on my studio and in-person stuff. I am planning. I've got a big to-do list today, and I've been working away. So if you're a demonstrator and you're watching, I've just put 2 demonstrator-only events on in January. And then next on my list, I had to put some customer events on. So I've got some plans for those. But there is, of course, still open for bookings is the next coffee and card with the hobby papers. So I've had 4 bookings for that so far. Thank you for that. Didn't really show them last week, I don't think, so I am going to today. So I will turn my camera around. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, we've got 7 of you on. Please do give me a thumbs up. Hey Emma. So this is the next coffee and card, and it doesn't start until the 30th of December. But I will need to close bookings off early because I'll want to get it posted out in good time to people. Okay, so the papers are fab, perfect for anybody who loves hobbies such as crafting, sewing, baking, knitting, stitching, scrapbooking. Know anyone? Know anybody? Reading. Yep, so they are fabulous. So here are some cards that I've made. I'm doing an in-person coffee and card tomorrow, and we're going to be making this card here and this card. Hey, from Texas, hi. You're watching on Facebook? That's absolutely fine. But if you want to join in more chat, then there's a lot more chit chat over on my YouTube channel. You may feel like you're talking to yourself on Facebook, but you're very welcome to stay on there. So yeah, we're going to be making this card tomorrow, and these are the cards that I'm going to be doing on the coffee and card course starting at the end of December. So if you would like to book on that one, then the link is going across the bottom of your screen, and I can get you booked on. Now there's 2 options. There's an option to just have the papers, or there's an option to have the papers and the stamp set that I will be using, which is a very useful stamp set. So I need to remember to put these in my bag for tomorrow, because this is what we're using. And I'll give you, well, you should be able to see the papers here. I'm loving the stitchy papers because I'm not really a knitter, although I can knit. I am a cross stitcher though, So I love those, the scissors. So that I'd love to be a sewer, but I think I've got enough on. When I was a girl, I always had an ambition and a bit of a dream, you could call it, to one day make my own patchwork quilt. Now I'm 52 and I've not done it yet. So I know the quilting game is a whole new area, but you never know, never say never. I might one day make, hey, you've popped over from Facebook, thank you. But yeah, so that's a lovely little Z forward card. Then another card, I call this like the jigsaw card, because it's like you cut the paper in panels and then pop it back together a bit like a jigsaw. So I've cut these bits out from the papers, and then this one is just a simple one, and it uses the dye from the papers. So the papers are cool. You get all these little die cut bits and bobs that I've popped in a little wallet. They're always really handy. One of the things that I love, there's actually more than one pack in here. One of the things I love about these papers are the gorgeous bright colours, although they're sort of what I would call retro bright. So they're a little bit retro, and then they've got nice patterns on the back, garden green there. So this one's a bit of a baking one, and a coffee. It's got coffee in it. Yeah. So we like that one. I made my friend Miss Butterfingers, who has a cafe opposite me, I made her a card with that and she loved it. This one for, well, it's just for cozy. There's a cozy plant one. Yeah. Here it is. Here's my favourite. There you can see it in all its glory. Look at the colours on that. I mean, if you cut all those images out, you'd be... The only image I don't like on here, but honestly, I 100% understand why it's on there, is the iron. Because ironing ain't a hobby of mine, but I know it's on there because when you're doing quilting and when you're doing sewing, it's so important to do your ironing and your pressing, and I understand that. Okay, so I do get that, but it's not on my list of hobbies, isn't ironing. But I just love these. I am a cross stitcher, so you've got little cross stitch in a hoop there, and you've got little cross stitch threads, you've got paint and paintbrushes, you've got loads of different scissors, you've got other threads, pencils, you've got a hook for crochet, sewing machine. It's just fabulous. Pincushions, those papers, you don't know where to look next. Just gorgeous. Here's one for the book lovers, probably good for cards for guys too. This one is one for the skincare fanatics. My niece is a skincare obsessive, and I have made her a card. It's her birthday on Saturday, actually. She's going to be 12 on Saturday now. Some of you have known her all her life because I've been a demonstrator for longer than Molly has been here. So I joined in 2008. So yeah, I've been a demonstrator for 17 years. Just trying to put these back. I do try my best to be tidy. Doesn't always work, but I do try. So here is Molly's card. I am actually quite organised and ahead of myself. And this is Molly's birthday card. If you have a look, I've stamped happy birthday all over it. I've used the skincare papers just to squeeze her name in with those fabulous party alphabet dies. And then inside, I've done a little skincare die cut. So, yeah. And the cardstock I've used there is Petal Pink. So yes, they're the papers that we're using for copying card. And that's the advert over with. And I've put those in my bag next to me to take to my class tomorrow. Okay, so that's open for bookings now. That takes place on the 30th of December. It starts. Big shout out to a lovely demonstrator friend of mine, Debbie, who is in Northern Ireland. Thank you, Ali, who sent me this wonderful card. Now, this stamp set goes with, it's the Hobby Haven is part of a suite. It's got dies and a stamp set. I don't have the papers, in all honesty. But then I saw this card from Debbie and it made me want that greeting. But yeah, she's made me this gorgeous card and she's put the cross stitch little thing there, and the scissors and a cuppa. I always love my cuppa. And it was just to thank me for inspiring her. And Debbie attended one of my demonstrator only events, and where I trained demos to do certain classes, and Debbie did a successful class using my sort of template and PDF and ideas, which is what I hope would happen for demos. And yeah, so thrilled to bitch. And she's just booked on my January one. So I love that card, Debbie. Thank you so much. I should have cleaned my glass mat. I actually made a birthday card for my son last week and I used Secret C, and it's still here a little bit on my glass mat. No, it's on my fingers, but never mind. Okay, so we're on week 2 of this week's coffee and card. I'm using the Modern Christmas papers, which are an online exclusive. So if you can't see them in the catalogue, it's because they're an online exclusive. Now, when I made this card, I did it as a tent fold, but for you guys, I've done it as a book fold, just because sometimes I feel like the tent folds, they sometimes slip down. I mean, that one, obviously, that's behaving perfectly, because I was just about to say sometimes they slip down and it's not going to do what I'm saying it's doing. But yeah, so what we're doing is we're using the Falala paper, and then there's a tiny bit of gold strip of the gold foil there, and then I'm just going to cut some of the papers out and use a joy from the ephemera, which if you've got one of the card kits from me, if you've taken part, you should have in your bag. Okay, so first things first, we are going to cut our paper at the back. Now, measurements wise, it's 10.5, but height wise, I've done it at 8.5. And I'm cutting into a brand new sheet of paper this time. But do you know what? We don't buy that. Well, some of you might buy the paper just to look at it, but I like to use it. I'm not, I've cut that wrong. I've just cut it at 8.5 because I had that measurement in my head. So let's just ignore that. And we're going to cut it at 10.5. Look, it's only paper. So we're cutting it at 10.5 centimetres. That's the width of the card, by 8.5. And I'm working in centimetres because that's what a lot of us in Europe work on, because our cardstock is metric. Our A4, we don't have all this 8.5 by 11 or whatever it's called. We just have it's called A4 and it's in centimetres. Okay, so that will stick on. But if you're working in that, in the imperial, then you just need to cut it so it's the width of your card, and then it's just a little bit taller than halfway. Okay, and then we're going to cut a tiny strip of gold foil. Now, I've got this left over. You know, we never throw anything away, do we? So this is literally going to be, let me just tidy that up there so it's straight. 1 centimetre is too wide. 1/2 centimetre might be a tiny bit too narrow. So just a little bit more than half, I would say. maybe 0.6 centimetres. So it's just a little strip like that. You don't need to worry about the depth of it. And then we're going to cut it to the same width as the card, which is 10.5. Now, Emma did say to me, remind you about gems at the beginning. I've just remembered that, Emma. If you want, don't forget, I think I said this card would look nice with some little gold gems. I've not got any out. I might have a little root around, see if I've got any floating about. We'll see. So, what we're going to spend a lot of time doing on this round of coffee and cards is cutting out these wonderful trees. And they've got spotty on the back. Okay, this is my most used piece of paper because I love these trees. Now I've cut a variety of little trees out here and made like a little row of the trees. Okay, so this is all I've got left of trees. Okay, and I'm going to have to make it stretch because I'm not breaking into another piece. So I'm just going to cut round these, leave a little white gap around the edge. Oh, one thing I need to mention to you. You may have seen something knocking about online. We don't really do a Black Friday sale for Stampin' Up, but we are going to be doing this year. And I don't have a clue what is going to be in it, but we've had a heads up about it, so I'm passing that information on to you. So it's going to start on the 25th of November. So that's this time next week. So this is like, I'm not telling you not to order, but if you were going to place an order with me, and you know I'm very grateful for those, then my advice will be just wait until next Tuesday. Well, it will be Monday night at about 11 p.m. Just hang on and see what's happening, because apparently some items may have up to 40% off, but I have not got a clue what they will be, and it lasts until the 1st of December. So I'm just cutting those out. So yeah, that's just a little heads up for you. So if you think you fancy a pre-Christmas treat or you want to get some Christmas prezzies, then I suggest you have a little look. If you're a night owl, I suggest you have a little look on my online store next Monday night, or if you're an early bird, next Tuesday morning. It will be next Tuesday morning for me. I am much more of an early bird kind of vibe these days than a night owl. No problem, Anne. I like to pass the information on when I can. Sales are sales whenever they come in the month, and they're always very much appreciated. I've not stuck anything down yet. I'm just layering a few things out, seeing where I want things, seeing if I want all the trees or if I want to do the joy and let that jump out. I might do one or two more. What you could do is, can you see this little guy? He's just stuck on the end there and it gets cut off by the edge of the paper. Now, don't think that he's a wasted little guy, because you could use him. So what we could do is we could pop him up against there, yeah, like that. And then we're not wasting him. Do we think I need more trees behind the joy? I think the joy gets lost there with the trees. What do we think? It certainly does jump out a little bit more. I might actually leave it as is. It's lovely to have you joining us, Emma. I hope you're enjoying it. I know it's only week 2. Less trees, right? And roger that. So that's going to sit there. And then, oh, it's hiding under my trees. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the back of here. And that's going to sit there. And then we're just going to start to assemble the trees. Now, you can stick them direct down, but I think they look nice laid up with some foam pads. So I think I'm going to do that. And again, it's another week where I'm not doing any stamping. Shock horror. Okay, and then the joy will sit, and what I'll do is I'll glue it. I might need to add a little bit of foam pad back there. A tiny little strip, I think, that I'll cut down from one of the sides. Right, I've prepared that, but these are actually sticky. So I'm going to take the back off. And I've purposely not done something because I want to show you. You know me, I like to show alternative designs. So I'm going to pop the strip of foam pad on the back of the O. And then I'm going to stick this. Sorry, I'm just going to need to get my head over it.
I need to add something under there and something under there. Really tiny. Even smaller than the... I should have done this before. But I'll let you learn from my mistake. There we go, and a little bit up there. Under the top of the J. Oof, it's still stuck on my thumb. There we go. It's just poking out a bit, but there, my scissors have tucked it in. Okay, there we have this week's card. Now, what I did with this one, I actually coloured around the gold with basic black blend. But until you look close up, or until you get that gold, it's sort of like, I don't think it jumps out. Let me just see if I've got any gems that would work with it. I found 2 boxes of old, well, some of them are old, some of them might be current. I would love some like solid gold ones, but I don't think I have those. Don't know where these, when these are from. Adhesive back sparkle gems, but so let's put a few of those on. Ooh. Some of these are, we've got black and like a rose gold, so I might. There we go, I've just put 5 on. I'll have a 161288 is the order number of that. They're probably from ages ago. But we can check, can't we? No result. So yeah, they're not. They're from ages ago. Sorry about that. I don't really order a lot of gems and stuff because I find I don't use them a lot, and then I end up with them left over. Okay, so I'm just going to tidy up my papers, and that's this week's card. And again, we've only been half an hour. Okay, that's all tidied up. Right. There we go. Oh, thank you, Anne. Another cute card. Thank you. You are cute. Okay, so next week. What do we think? Do we like the black joy where I've coloured it in, or leave it? I think if you tilt it with the black one and you see the gold, but yeah. Do let me know. Right, next week. Right. This is mixed. I don't know about this one, but I've gone with it, okay? And I've done it again as one that opens this way, I think. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I might have done it this way. But you like today's. So this one is MC. It's not MC Hammer. But yeah, it says Merry Christmas. Okay. So I did this at a coffee and card in person, and no one did MC. Everybody did. I can't remember what they did instead. I really can't remember. I think they did two joys instead. Anyway, I've cut you the MC for next week. So if you don't want to do it, we can go off piece and you can do something. But that's next week's card. And yeah, thank you for joining me this week. Now, I'm not here next week, next Tuesday. So I'm probably going to pre-record it. I won't be here. So, yeah, I'll try and be online chatting, but I won't be here. So, yes, rather than arrange it on the evening and stuff, I thought it's been a while since I've done a pre-record. So Betty liked today's as well. So I'm going to leave these cards here just while I finish off, just to remind you about the next one that's open for booking. We're not doing the Molly card. It's a bit niche, that one. But yeah, and thanks again to Debbie. You like MC? Well, there we go, Emma. We can do MC for next week. Well, I am doing MC. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget there's a Black Friday sale starts Monday night about 11 p.m. Just drop me a message for any information, and I will see you soon, and have a great week. As Anne said, have a great week. Bye folks. Bye bye. Thank you.